wanna be the best in the game, invest in my name, check no restraints, I'm obsessed with the pain. I ingest, I retain, assess and I change, possessed by the thought I'll be free one day from society's restraints. Money, clout and fame, mud, disease, a plague. We all love to hate, have to play the game, have to make a name. All our insecurities are on display. This is war with the enemy, think that it was meant to be. Living in a time where disease is on every screen. I won't let them fester me, I know most are festering. Negativity is a plague for the mentally weak. No mercy, all I got is working. Never stop searching, never quench the thirsty. I'm toxic and psychotic, with this logic you can't stop it. It's been chronic since I was a boy, so neurotic and chaotic.
Built to last with the webs I'm weaving. I could change the past with all I'm achieving. Got my foot on gas, never stop competing. If you break like glass, then this life's gonna eat 'em. Make mistakes real fast, then you learn how to beat 'em. If you take off the cast, you can see all the healing. If the pain's in the past, move on from the green. Put your foot on the gas, no, never stop competing, yeah. I've been doing this, I'm on it. I just wanna be iconic. Sipping on a gin and tonic, got me going off when I'm on this topic, yeah. If I ever play, I want it. You know that I'm always honest. Stay away from those who are toxic. Keep them out your face, no way, you don't want them, yeah.
Don't try to drain my energy. The enemy is everything. It's mentally, unhealthily, spreading like a rare disease. But I won't let it get to me. I don't need your therapy. I can leave a legacy of leading by intensity. Come on, we can fight this. Freedom is priceless. Spread just like a virus. Living in a crisis. Do you feel courageous? Do you seek greatness? Trust me, you can take it. Go on and take your aim. Yeah.
Built to last with the webs I'm weaving. I could change the past with all I'm achieving. Got my foot on gas, never stop competing. If you break like glass, then this life's gonna eat 'em. Make mistakes real fast, then you learn how to beat 'em. If you take off the cast, you can see all the healing. If the pain's in the past, move on from the grave and put your foot on the gas. No, never stop competing, yeah.
This is the value of wrestling, the revolutionary force in wrestling podcasting.
It's the Value Wrestling. I'm the big time Mr. C. We're here with the indie god himself, Matt Cardona. This is real. The Choppy Choppy is about to go down. Let's see it. Oh.
This guy just paid me $50. Matt Cardona, check out the Value of Wrestling.
Cool.
It's your boy Miguel Z with the Value of Wrestling New Japan Rebound Podcast. I've got a guest for you folks at StocktonCon.
What up, everybody? AJ Kirsch here, the voice and the host of StocktonCon. The Value of Wrestling is awesome, so subscribe on YouTube. Scan the QR code right here, now. Subscribe, check it out.
There we go.
You'll be glad you did.
Thank you, brother.
Yeah, that's what. Hey, man, shout out the Value of Wrestling. I'm right here with the Big O's, San Jose. We gonna shut this shit down. Love and respect, all right? Value of Wrestling. Hello.
Man, thank you, brother. Thank
Like I said, a lot of money. Yeah. 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 Mm-hmm. I, I gotta cut in here real quick. Can we find that fan from SPW that was chanting "We the People"? Because he can support America. Yes, there we go. Yes. Well, we're here. Still trying to recover. I can't get over it. Why the name? The name is a running joke. And like I said, I said this off air. Did they fall into Kurt Angle's suitcase?
We got to start this whole damn thing over because my mic was muted.
Uh-oh.
The whole time I was muted. That's why they're not staying and talking to us. Ladies and gentlemen, this is the Value Wrestling, and in the first several minutes of this stupid show, my mic is muted. Yay! Damn
We
it.
had no one here to say anything. No one was here to tell us you were muted.
No.
Where's Mr. Clarke?
Down for the 1, 2, 3, from what I understand.
Oh.
Right.
All right.
Okay.
We're excited.
Anyways, ladies and gentlemen, it's Value Wrestling. This is your Monday Night Raw post-show review. We started talking. My mic was muted for some stupid reason. And, yeah. So I guess we'll just start this whole damn thing over. If you're still here joining us later, you may have to jump up in the conversation later in the chat. Yeah. Ain't that some fun stuff right there to look over and go, oh, my
At least 10 minutes.
Yes, at least for
10 minutes.
10 minutes of this show.
Yes, you got to jump 10 minutes, folks.
Yeah. Well,
You don't get to hear his American-made song for a little bit.
well, yes. We're gonna start this all over though. Anyways, it's Monday Night Raw. Well, we have to now because somebody else what I was talking about because I was muted and it was just dead air,
Right
basically
here.
for anything else you said, and you're giggling over there. But anywho, ladies and gentlemen, this is Value Wrestling. My mic's unmuted. We're here. We're live now. We are talking. We are spitting facts. We are here to tell you all about it. Rowdy, bowdy, howdy, howdy, bowdy, daddy. Yes. Monday Night Raw review. Right here on the Value Wrestling. I'm the big time. This is Mr. Z. Mr. Clarke is not with us tonight. He is somewhere, somehow doing something. But we thank you for being here. We thank you for tuning in. Drop comments in the chat. Join in the conversation so we discuss everything about Monday Night Raw. We got Wade Barrett in the ring to open the show and announcing and debuting, of course, Joe Testatori, and I'll eventually get the name right. It's going to take me a minute. But we're in Denver, Colorado. And we get the ring generals Gunther entering the ring, CM Punk, and the women's tag team of Bianca Belair and Jade Cargill all showing up. Before the Eradicator, Rhea Ripley shows up, makes her way down to the ring. She welcomes the fans of Monday Night Mummy. I was happy to say that again. She talks about Damian Priest and her working together to brutalize Liv Morgan and Dominic Mysterio at Bash in Berlin. And then points out the fact that she was the one that got the pinfall over Liv Morgan. And that she is wanting back the one title that she never lost. She wants back the women's world title and calls Morgan down to the ring to accept her challenge. Instead, we get Dominic Mysterio who comes out and informs us that Liv is still hurt in the back and that Rhea and Damian Priest took advantage of them because they were jet lagged and they didn't get any sleep and yada, yada, yada. Dominic does accept Rhea's challenge on behalf of Liv. And Rhea then goes on, she'll do it anytime, any place. And Dom says anytime. And out from behind comes Liv Morgan, who attacks Rhea. But Rhea gets the back coming until Dom distracts Rhea, causing Rhea to go after Dom, allowing Liv to get the advantage, knocking Rhea out of the ring. And in that same moment, getting her foot tied up in the ropes. So she was hanging there, and Liv Morgan went unmercifully kicking and beating on Rhea's leg as she was dangling between the middle and bottom rope with her foot tied up in the ropes. In a painful position, eventually, the Terror's win of Damian Priest came running down, chasing off Liv and Dom, and assisting Rhea Ripley, in getting her foot undone from there. We then go back to the ringside announce team of Joe Testatori and Wade Barrett, where they recap the Wyatt Six and Uncle Howdy's win last week over American Made.
There we go again.
Chad Gable. Yes, Uncle Howdy getting a win over Chad Gable last week. We then head in the back where Chad Gable is there talking to Julius Creed, Brutus Creed, and Ivy Nile. They are part of the opening match tonight as they will take on Chad Gable's former entourage of Alpha Academy. Chad Gable is getting them all hyped up and fired up, and as they walk through the curtain, through Gorilla and about out on the stage, at one point Gable slaps the nod out of Julius to get him fired up, and American Made makes their way down to the ringside for this 6-person tag match. We then get a video package and a hype ad for the next 3 weeks. Starting next week, Raw, NXT, and SmackDown will all be on the USA Network. Next week, Raw will be the season premiere on the USA Network, and next Friday will be the returning and re-debut of SmackDown on the USA Network. And NXT will be on USA on Tuesday for a couple more weeks, I believe the last 3 weeks before they turn over and join the CW network. And then we've got about 4 months before Raw will be floating over to Netflix. I mean, it'll be a whole different world.
Yeah.
We head back to the ring. We head in the back where we see Damian Priest trying to calm Rhea Ripley down. Rhea Ripley is being checked on by the medical staff. She's very upset. He calms her down and gets her to relax so the medical team can look her over. Priest tells her that he's going to go talk to Pierce about what to do with a Judgment Day. Alpha Academy makes her way to the ring, and we get a good solid match in a 6-person tag match as American Made, Julius Creed, Brutus Creed, and Ivy Nile take on Alpha Academy's Otis Securitisawa and Maxine Dupree. Good solid tag match back and forth, but in the end, American Made, American Made, American Made, American American Made, Julius Creed, Brutus Creed, and Ivy Nile pick up the big win. After the match, Gable gets on the mic and sends a message to the Wyatt Six. Gable complains that the group is getting involved in his match last
Mhm.
week and costing him the win, even though the Creed brothers got into it. So Chad Gable declares that he is going to eradicate the Wyatt Six, not just for WWE, not just for him, not just for the fans, not
No.
just for the boys and girls in the back. He's going to do it for America. He's going to eradicate the Wyatt Six for America. They
America.
issue a challenge for an 8-person street fight next week. The lights go down and out comes Uncle Howdy. He talks about 375 days ago, his sanity crumbled and his path is now in the void. Howdy says the silence is deafening before accepting Gable's challenge, and the rest of the Wyatt Six step into the light. So we know next week on Monday Night Raw, the season premiere episode is going to take place, and we're going to have an 8-person street fight as the Wyatt Six will take on American Made. American made. Good, solid match.
I think I said this already, and I got to bring it up again. We got to find the cat from SPW. He could chant "We the People" for them. That's all we need.
At least get him chat.
That'd be the only person behind
American
this
made. American made.
Yeah, there you go.
We. American made.
We. Yeah, there we go.
Thank you for joining us, joining the party,
Oh,
joining
man.
the conversation, joining the discussion below. Tell us what you thought of Monday Night Raw as we sit here and discuss it.
Yeah,
I know it's been a long weekend for us.
well, first let's.
How we're still here doing
Yeah,
this,
no,
I don't know.
let's
But hey,
We're here. But I want to backtrack. The whole Rhea Ripley, Damian Priest, Liv, and Dom. Like, I thought that was done, but I was wrong.
no, I told you.
I mean,
what
I knew
was-
the title shot was eventually going to happen. Yeah, I know you did. And later on, you were right about the other thing too. Then on top of that, what are they doing with this? Like with Alpha Academy, like they don't have a mouthpiece. They don't have a manager. It's just a bunch of
And this is when you bring
lost
the
toys.
legend himself back in.
Yeah.
You bring Kurt Angle to come back in and be the head of the Alpha Academy now. You give him a new coach. He can be the coach for Alpha Academy. He can help give a rub to these guys. And then you could even, if Kurt Angle wants to get one more match, you could do an 8-person mixed tag here with Alpha Academy against the American made. Kurt Angle could get involved there. Chad Gable and Kurt Angle could finally tie it up.
Yeah, something. I kind of feel bad. I feel bad that they're just kind of like lost in the shuffle at the moment. I mean, they have something going, but it's like the fans aren't really into it because they just want to see the White Six obliterate American Made, I guess.
Well, they have to be careful not to do that with American Made if they want American Made to be serious. So it's going to be interesting on how all that
Yeah.
plays out.
Can we discuss here for a second how awesome it was to hear Uncle Howdy speak?
Yes.
Like it came off very Bray Wyatt, and I was like, I wonder how my daughter's taking this right now because I'm over here in awe. So I'm looking forward to that. That'll be a good one. What a way to kick off Raw next week.
Yes, it's going to be interesting to see how that all goes and how that all plays out. Anyways, Joe Tessitore and Wade Barrett are speaking at ringside about Bronson Reed not being medically cleared due to an illness. The graphic lists that a mystery person will replace Reed in the triple threat match with Sheamus and Ludwig Kaiser. We then get a shot of Dominic Mysterio, Ilya Dragunov, and Dragon Lee while Joe Tessitore hypes up the other triple threat match. Both these triple threat matches are for an opportunity to move on to a 4-way dance for a number 1 contender shot at the Intercontinental Champion at Braun Breaker. We then get a show of the city of what? Then we get a drone shot that shows off the city of Seattle while Joe Tessitore hypes the SmackDown being there next week as it returns to USA Network. So when SmackDown returns to USA Network, it'll be live from Seattle, Washington.
Oof.
We didn't get LWO Zelina Vega taking on Pure Fusion Collective Shayna Baszler in a decent, solid match here. The winner of the match, Shayna Baszler, picking up a good win here. After the match, Pure Fusion Collective rounds Zelina Vega in the ring and beats her down. Lyra Valkyrie's music then hits, and she makes her way down to help out. But the threesome take her down too. The Collective outnumber Vega and Valkyria. DeVille then grabs the mic and sends a message to the WWE Universe before putting the locker room on notice, announcing there isn't a single man in the audience that could take any one of them home. We'll just leave that nugget right there. We're in the back.
Yes.
We're in the back. We see Rhea Ripley standing on the crutch next to Damian Priest, telling him that if it was just a precaution, she'll be fine. Priest says Finn Balor will only agree to face him in a tag match. Priest says Ripley couldn't be his partner, and he has no friends, so he can't have a match. Ripley then tells Priest to accept the match because she has someone in mind. Who does Mommy have in mind to team up with her twin Damian Priest? We are sure to find out. We see CM Punk then walking around backstage in wrestling gear. Punk stops for a moment to look at the Colorado Avalanche's banner where they won the Stanley Cup. And then we head back where Selena Vega and Lyra Valkyrie events about Pure Fusion Collective. Valkyria says she has an idea and knows that next week the show is in Calgary, Alberta, Canada, which can only mean one thing. When you're in Calgary, you always find heart, Calgary. So good chance at Natty Neidhart, Natalya, maybe making her return to a WWE ring next week on Raw in Calgary, Alberta, Canada. How many other Hart members will show up will be the interesting question.
Yeah. I'm all for it. I mean, Natty's been off TV for a while, so go ahead. And she's a big staple in the women's division, so I'm all for it.
But Rhea and Liv,
just a man and his cat.
Yes, the cats. Rhea and Liv are going to be great. And like I said the other night, I know you said it here a minute ago, but I think we're going to see the world title match. I think that's going to be your women's Hell in a Cell match. I think it's going to be interesting. And I only speak of that because I think we got the final pieces, and I don't think anybody can deny what I told you last night, that what comes next sets up the perfect Hell in a Cell match for Bad Blood. Because we got it. Cult of personality blaring through the arena as CM Punk makes his way down to the ring. CM Punk is on a mic and starts off by saying it's great to be alive on Monday in Colorado. Then says before he gets home to celebrate his win against Drew McIntyre in their strap match at Berlin, he had to make a pit stop to celebrate with the fans. Punk then says he's previously said he was in WWE to make some money, then addresses Gunther and puts him on notice. Punk then says Gunther put Randy Orton through hell to retain the World Heavyweight Championship, and congratulations to him, and he and the WWE Universe will enjoy dethroning him. As Punk celebrates with the WWE Universe, McIntyre crawls from under the ring in a hoodie and attacks Punk. McIntyre sends Punk head repeatedly bouncing out the announce table, but Wade Barrett gets in the way, backs off McIntyre. Punk starts sitting up, and McIntyre sees this, pushes Barrett aside, and hits Punk with a claymore that knocks one of his shoes off at least. Punk lost his shoe. Drew then gets Punk back in the ring, hits him with a second claymore, kicks and delivers some stomps on him as officials make their way to the ring. McIntyre then nails one of the officials and steals Punk's bracelet back. The bracelet's not over in all ways. He then breaks the bracelet, taking all the beads, shoving him in Punk's mouth, pushing him aside, hitting him with a third claymore. Punk is now bleeding from the mouth. Medical officials then make their way down the ring. They strap Punk to a gurney. They put him in a neck brace. We then see Punk being stretchered to the backstage area with Pierce by his side. McIntyre shows up again and starts beating down Punk on the gurney. McIntyre then gouges the eyes of Punk until referees pull him away. And if this doesn't lead to a Hell in a Cell match at Bad Blood, I don't know what the next level of this match is. I don't want an Extreme Rules match. I don't. This match it's perfectly set up for Hell in a Cell at Bad Blood. There is no other match on the roster that has been built to the level that deserves a Hell in a Cell match.
Ahead. Finish it up.
I'm good. Go.
It's set up for a Hell in a Cell match. It's set up for an ambulance match. I mean, I thought we were done with the bracelet mess, but I guess we weren't. And speak of the bracelet, I did see something earlier that the person that made the bracelet was like, "Oh, well, at least it wasn't the bracelet that was originally made."
No, the original bracelet, from what I understand and what has been put out, I haven't checked, but Punk has shown that the original bracelet was saved. That was a secondary blade.
Yes.
If we're gonna break kayfabe for a minute here, so
don't,
don't be mad at us.
Well, you know why he did. You know why he did that, because the person that gave him that one would have been really upset if it was broken.
No.
Yeah,
And that means a lot.
that's a good man Punk, but yeah.
It's a lot to Punk.
So, but I mean, either an ambulance match or in Hell in a Cell. I see this going Hell in a Cell. There's no
It's
other
Bad
way
Blood.
in this
It's
thing.
27 years in the making. I mean, Hell in a Cell was
Yes.
made at Bad Blood. You have
Who's
to have
getting
a Hell
thrown
in a
off
Cell
the
match.
cage?
True. Probably nobody at this point, but
Who's pulling the Mick Foley?
I don't think anybody is. I don't think they're going to allow that again. That was even the first Hell in a Cell. The first Hell in a Cell was Shawn Michaels and The Undertaker. And by God, it's got to be Kane. That's got to be Kane.
Yes.
Anyways, no news on Odyssey Jones. I know earlier I went on a rant because Odyssey Jones had been removed from the main active roster, now moved to the alumni. Speculation that he's been fired, released. Nothing said there. There's a lot of reports coming out of Xavier Woods, who's completely denying he had anything to do with this and that nobody should be pinning Odyssey Jones' disappearance from the roster on him. But we're still waiting on what the news is with Odyssey Jones. There's been no update to this point. He's just been removed from the roster and created a lot of speculation. I don't think he's been fired, but I think there's some reason he's not on the active roster at this point in time, and we'll just have to wait and see how that story unfolds.
Yes. I like how Xavier Woods is keeping up with the kayfabe though. I had nothing to do with it. Like,
oh, he may not have had anything to do with it. He's getting hit with by the fans for it. So. Anyways, up next was the triple threat match for a #1 contendership spot for the Intercontinental title. Ilya Dragunov versus Dragon Lee versus Dirty Dominic Mysterio. This was a great solid match until eventually Priest came down and chased, or Carlito came down to help Dom win. Priest took out Carlito, and then Dominic took off, and Tyme and Priest chased him out of the arena, leaving this match to be a Dragon Lee, Ilya Dragunov, and I'm ready to see these two go at it again in a full match, one-on-one, because the back and forth, this and that, there was a slight botch moment where they were trying to make a move, and I think, it didn't work out, but they recovered quite well from it. In the end, Ilya Dragunov responds with an H-bomb for the win. Ilya Dragunov moves on to the next round, to the four-way dance with Jey Uso.
Mm-hmm.
And I forget who else is in the match now.
Damn. Look that up. But let me see if I can find it, but go ahead.
Anyways, after the match, Dragunov helps Lee up and raises Dragunov's hand. They celebrate in together, but a good solid match there.
Yeah.
Just
seeing that Ilya Dragunov is such a dangerous man, the way he presents himself. You can't deny that man needs a decent push.
No. Not at all. And he had a great win here. It was exciting to see this win. Can't wait to see what happens going forward. With Ilya Dragunov being in this Intercontinental, he's in there with Jey Uso and Pete Dunne. That's right.
Yes.
So Pete Dunne, Jey Uso, and now Ilya Dragunov have all advanced into this four-way dance for the Intercontinental #1 contendership. Joe Tessitore, and
remember, it is Pete Dunne. Don't ever say Butch. He'll kick your head off.
Anyways, Joe Tessitore and Wade Barrett were then showing the footage from last week when Bronson Reed tsunami'd Braun Strowman through a top of a car. We go to the back where Raw General Manager Adam Pearce is being interviewed by Kathy Kelly. Kelly asked Pearce if he has found a replacement for Bronson Reed in the triple threat match for the night. When Braun Strowman limps in, shows up and holds his taped ribs, Strowman says medical told him that if he could go, then it was up to him and he can go. Pearson says if medical said that and Strowman could look him in the eye and say he could go, then he would give him the spot. Strowman then says he could go, and Pearce says then he will talk to medical. Now we know that Strowman is taking Bronson Reed's spot. Bronson Reed reacted on Twitter going, "You mean the man I put through a car in the tsunami last week and beat is the one that's taking my spot?" Bronson Reed not in action due to a positive COVID test. And again, I said this earlier, we hope he recovers quickly, that there's no no lasting effects,
no lingering effects,
and nothing serious that develops from this, that he's able to recover and be back on Raw next week. and have a speedy recovery, be back to tip-top shape and ready to go next week on Raw. It is now time for the WWE Women's Tag Team Championship #1 contender match. Out first is the new WWE Tag Team Champions, Jade Cargill and Bianca Belair. We get the unholy union of Alpha Fire and Isla Dawn taking on Damage Control's Io Sky and Kairi Sane in another great basic match here between all four of these women, setting it up and setting it in place. But in the end, with a gory bomb flatliner combination with Fry for the win. Winners and the new #1 contenders, the former champions, the unholy union of Alpha Fry and Isla Dawn. This feud must continue. They will get a rematch next week on Raw against Jade Cargill and Bianca Belair.
Can't we take a minute to appreciate Kairi Sane with that? Just taking a busted open with like a champ.
Yeah. Kairi Sane did get busted open.
Nothing but
the match.
Yeah. I just wow. All right, I'll take that. All good.
We're in the back and we see New Day's Kofi Kingston trying to convince Raw General Manager Adam Pearce to get Judgment Day to defend the WWE World Tag Team titles. Given that it's been over 2 months since their last title defense, Pearce says he's been trying to get a hold of Judgment Day on the phone and it's been crazy. Kingston then says he has a proposition for himself and Xavier Woods, who's at one of the cons. I don't know which con it is. I think Dragon Con. So he's been out of town and it's not there. But as Kofi's trying to get that, the WWE World Heavyweight Champion Gunther shows up, and him and Kofi have a stare down as Gunther walks by. Still in the ring, we see Damian Priest and Rhea Ripley ask Rhea Ripley if the person she was returning to said yes to teaming with him, and Rhea says no. Priest says what he said, and Rhea says he said yeet. Priest says cool, but he still has to go talk to him. Well, Rhea Ripley looks like she found the new partner for Damian Priest tonight in the Yeet Man himself. And no, we're not talking about Mr. Clarke.
No, we're not.
Not the Yeeter of Worlds here at the Value Wrestling. No, we're talking about Mr. Yeet himself. Jay.
Yes.
Oh!
There we go.
Sorry, babies. I have a cat in my lap, and she didn't like me doing that one. WWE World Heavyweight Champion Gunther comes out to the ring to address the WWE Universe. Gunther's on the mic and says, Bachelor Berlin saw the highest grossing arena gate in WWE history, and that was all thanks to him. Gunther then brags about retaining the World Heavyweight Champion against Randy Orton, says he can stand in front of the WWE Universe and claim that he beat the greatest version of Randy Orton, which is very much true. This is probably one of the best matches we've seen Orton in, and classy. Suddenly, familiar music hits, and Sami Zayn is here. Zayn speaks about the Intercontinental title, talking about some of the great names that have held the title. Stone Cold Steve Austin, The Rock, Triple H, Shawn Michaels, Bret the Hitman Hart, among many other names that I think that got left off of that short rap sheet, as in a Chris Jericho, a Dolph Ziggler, a Miz, Macho Man Randy Savage is one name he did definitely say. I think we left off, of course, one of the greatest Intercontinental champions of all time, whether you loved him or hate him, Mr. Perfect Kurt Hennig. The original Intercontinental Champion, Pat Patterson, the Honky Tonk Man with the former longest reigning Intercontinental Champion, the Ultimate Warrior who had his reign with the Intercontinental Championship, amongst so many other great names that carried that belt.
Ricky the Dragon Steamboat, another one.
Dragon Steamboat.
I don't know. Yeah. We can go all day with this, folks.
Yes. James lets off the legend, and they all use that as a stepping stone, and that was why he was pointing out more of the Intercontinental Champions that were able to use that as a stepping stone to become the World Heavyweight Champion. And he says that Gunther did the same thing, and he, Sami Zayn, intends to do the same thing. Gunther then said Zayn was right about him and others using the Intercontinental Championship as a stepping stone. Gunther then says that Sami had the title, he stepped down. Gunther then praised Zayn and teases giving him a shot at the title before he says no. Gunther then drops the mic and leaves the ring. Zayn then calls Gunther as he's walking out, saying, why is Gunther backing out? He's watched Gunther his entire career, and he's never backed down from a fight. So why is he backing down from this one? And Zayn believes he knows the reason. And that's because Zayn is the only one who's beat Gunther in a WWE ring. Zayn then says he is coming for Gunther, and he will become the World Heavyweight Champion. This is a great promo package on both ends. Gunther looking strong, and heelish Sami Zayn looking like the underdog. what I will bet is we probably get Sami Zayn versus Gunther at Bad Blood. Sami will lose to Gunther, but we could still have the same story that's always kind of been Sami's little story. He fights for the next title, can't win it, and it's always, I just need one more chance. And he has to fight and crawl and scrap to get that one more chance. I think Sami Zayn may be the guy going into the Royal Rumble this year. I kind of want Punk, but I could also see Sami Zayn going in at number 1 or number 2, going the whole time in the Royal Rumble to win it, to get that next world title shot at Gunther. If we get Sami Zayn and Gunther at the WrestleMania 41, a rematch from 40, but with the WWE World Championship, ladies and gentlemen. Things are being set in motion. Is this what we're headed for? I don't know, but it could get very, very interesting here real soon.
Yes.
But a great promo package here by both men.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I for some reason, I don't know why, it's just him, Sami and Gunther, it's so captivating because we know the underdog story. We've seen this play out once before. The fans get with it. Why not push it one more time?
You want to talk about a great rivalry in history? Sami Zayn and Gunther is going to live in the annals of time if they build it right, like a Rock Austin rivalry, like a Cena Orton, like a CM Punk Cena. I mean, there's so many names, but Gunther and Sami could definitely be a long-term rivalry that could last the aloes of time. We're in the back with Jackie Redmond, and she's interviewing the main event, Jey Uso. Redmond asks if Damian Priest and Rhea Ripley have given him any advice about beating Braun Breaker. Jey says no, and the Intercontinental Champion himself, Braun Breaker, then shows up, which leads to Redmond leaving. Breaker says no member of Jey's family have ever beaten up a member of his own family, and that Jey will not be the first. Breaker then says once he was giving Jey, he's giving Jey a one chance to walk away. He will lose it if he came after him. Jey then says, thanks for the advice, rookie. Jey then says he will win the tournament, the Intercontinental Champion, and will beat Breaker's ass while he does it, and then yells yeet as he walks away.
Yes.
So, Jey Uso looking like
that. That's
what?
That's insane. That a dynasty never beat a Steiner. Like, wow. I'll have to go back and double check that. Yeah.
Anyways, this leads
if
to
you
our
can feed
next...
that into it, I'm all for it.
Anyways, that leads to our next triple threat match between the Celtic Warrior Sheamus taking on the Monster of All Men, Braun Strowman, and Imperium's Ludwig and Kaiser, who get the final spot in the four-way dance that's going to feature Jey Uso, Pete Dunne, Ilya Dragunov, and the winner of this match will join that, and whoever wins that match will be the number one contender, Braun Breaker's Intercontinental title. That's a lot to say. This is another good match. Sheamus looked like he was going to pull out the victory before Pete Dunne showed up and pulled Sheamus out and nailed him with the shillelagh. Kaiser looked like he was going to win, but then the Monster of All Men, battered and bruised, was able to pull it out and join that illustrious list of the four men. So it'll be the Monster of All Men, Braun Strowman, Jey Uso, Pete Dunne, and Ilya Dragunov competing for that number one contender spot for the Intercontinental title against Braun Breaker. A good solid match here.
It's going to be a good match.
That's
going to be solid.
Be very interesting.
Yeah.
What's up, Callie? You should have been here a little earlier when my mic was muted in that first 10 minutes where I sat here and ran my mouth and there was nothing coming out. And yeah, it was great stuff. Anyways, we headed to the back.
That's okay. We're running now.
We headed to the back where Damian Priest tells Jey Uso that he appreciates him agreeing to be his partner, but they have a past that he can't ignore. Jey says he used to be Priest. His position, no friends, no family. Jey then says he respects Priest. He wasn't going to say no to Rhea. Wasn't going to say no to Mommy. Priest then says the beatings they give the lame-ass Judgment Day will be for Rhea. Backstage, Jackie Redmond catches up with Pete Dunne, and she asks why he attacked Sheamus. Dunne says she can tell Sheamus that it was a message from an old friend. Dunne then walks off, saying he has to go whoop that trick on NXT. Redmond asks, should she tell Sheamus it was that message from Butch? Which stops Dunne in his tracks. He turns around and tells Redmond not to ever call him that name again. We get a rundown for next week's Monday Night Raw. The season premiere of Raw on the USA Network. And then we head into the main event where the Judgment Day of Finn Balor and JD McDonough take on Damian Priest and Jey Uso. A good solid match back and forth here. Judgment Day tries to interfere to the best of their ability, but come up short as the Damian Priest and main event Jey Uso come out on top into the winners. Rhea Ripley comes down after Liv Morgan came down to interfere. Rhea showed up on a crutch. Liv thought she was really injured and then realized she wasn't and got beaten up by a crutch before she could escape. Rhea tried to chase her out, limping along, but that was the end of your show. Jey Uso and Damian Priest standing tall in the ring. Good solid card, good solid show. Fallout was right on point. Yes. We got some continuations of stories. We got starting to build as we move forward into what should be Bad Blood next.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I don't see any complaints about this show at all. And like, you see towards the end, Rhea with that crutch. She murdered that crutch. I was like, oh. If she would have caught her a couple of times before that crutch did what it did, I was like, oh, that's not cool. But yeah, I'm looking to see where the finalization of this story is going to end because, where do you go from there after they beat him again?
Yeah, he got his big moment as he got to hug Rhea Ripley after Raw went off the air. So Jay living it up.
Oh, there we go. There we go. Yeah, I'm trying to stay out. I'm on X every now and again, but I'm trying to stay off of there. I got to be good for a few days. I've been making people mad.
Nikki Cross on Twitter tonight saying, "Fear not the abyss itself, but what may lurk within. Your name will be written in the book of the sick. Next week we collect."
Yeah.
Carrying the gimmick online, always a fun
thing
to see and do.
Oh, yeah. No, that's a beautiful cut. Yeah, it's right below her eyebrow. Kairi Sane posting a picture post-match. That's below her eyebrow. It was a nice gash. But she's, holding true to hers.
Overall, good show.
Yep.
And Joe Testatori in the beginning did not really work for me, but I guess by the end of the show, he seemed to kind of start finding a groove. Wade Barrett felt like it led the show a lot in the beginning. But maybe this is going to work out. I will have to wait and see. He was not very impressive in the beginning of all of this. But I know a lot of people are liking him. A lot of people are putting him over, so we'll have to see how it goes.
I was with you on that one. It just he doesn't come off like he was ready for this. He still felt kind of lost at the beginning. But like you said, Wade Barrett being the Go ahead.
I think they needed Michael Cole to stay around for a couple weeks just to get him acclimated and feel like a transition instead of just a complete change. Because we just went from Michael Cole and Pat McAfee
to you even had a change.
Testatori and Wade Barrett all of a sudden. So,
well, then plus you had also the change in ring announcers. The SmackDown ring announcer was on Raw tonight. There's no Samantha on Raw. She's usually on Raw. So I was like, okay, so they're going to change everything up.
Great stuff tonight. Good show. And as far as the Value Wrestling goes, we will not be live for the SmackDown review show. There may be some type of review show. We'll be back Saturday night with a post show for All Out.
You look like a monkey. Sorry.
Boy, be careful what you talk about. I will put you in a position you will live to regret. September 15th. It's not many Sundays away. I could call up Marty Richards and send him to Grove, California in the indoor soccer arena for Supreme Pro Wrestling Plead the Fifth.
Save Marty for October.
And you and Marty could call a whole show there if you don't want to be well behaved. That, or I could talk to the metal mechanic Bobby Callahan, maybe Sir Samurai. Maybe I could talk to any of these men to sign up for the Choppy World Tour if you want to go down those routes, sir. So,
no, we're good. We're good.
But of course, after Halloween, we're going to head into Thanksgiving. After that, it's Christmas. So, maybe we need to get the Choppy Tour started around then so we can light you up like a Christmas tree.
Ugh, no, not like no Christmas tree.
Anyway, ladies and gentlemen,
Man.
this is the Value of Wrestling. There's a lot of great content always on the channel. We had a big time rant today. Check that out tomorrow on the Patreon. That's in the link in the description below. We'll be hopefully the New Japan Rebound podcast that will be live on YouTube on Wednesday. So if you don't want to go sign up for Patreon, you can wait till Wednesday for that to come out. There'll be no SmackDown review. Wednesdays also feature in Martin We Trust. That should be coming out. There's a new video of the Big Time Rants that came out today. If you haven't checked that out, go check that out. Check out the video with the Scoop with Scoot talking about what's coming up on September 15th with Supreme Pro Wrestling and Plead the Fifth. Also check out the video package we did for Supreme Pro Wrestling promoting Plead the Fifth that's on the channel. And be ready for September 15th for Plead the Fifth, where we will be there live, me and Mr. C, to cover all the action, giving out stickers, ready to talk and greet you all. Come out to Elk Grove, California. Go to the link in the description below. You can find the Supreme Pro Wrestling Facebook page. That'll lead you to all the information on where to get tickets. I haven't seen tickets actually up. They usually go through Eventbrite to get tickets for sale. And I'm sure they'll have tickets at the door, but none of that information is just out as of this moment. Once that gets out there, we will definitely make sure you get to know all the details about all of that. So be ready for all that to come down the road. We are going to be live Saturday night with your AEW All Out post show. We break everything down. It's going to go down on AEW's All Out Sundays. We'll be back with the weekly roundup podcast, which we do each and every week, and that'll be Sundays at 8 p.m. Big time. Anyways, I think that covers a lot of that. Is there anything else you want to talk about, Mr. Z?
Now we'll get ready for Saturday to see if we'll stay awake for this whole thing.
Very true. It's going to be in Chicago. It's going to be interesting. A couple matches have been announced. We'll break it down as we get closer to all of that. If you didn't watch last night's No Mercy by NXT, and some people are saying it's better than All In.
Please watch it.
Yes, go watch. I don't know if it's better than All In, but I mean, I would go watch NXT's No Mercy.
It was damn good.
Damn good show. Yes, it was. Worth the watch.
I was going to say, too,
entertain.
As long as Mr. Clarke ain't here, which is right now, is good after what he said last night, the blasphemy he had the nerve to say last
why
night.
are you even going to bring
we
that
won't
up?
Say it on air
Mr.
today.
Tasty Toes, you know what?
Nope.
You're not even going to repeat it. You're not even going to acknowledge that. I don't even know why you would want to even make the statements of that. Don't even go there. Anyways, ladies and gentlemen, we thank you for being here. We thank you for stopping by. We hope you enjoyed the show. I'm sorry about the first 10 minutes where there was no mic, but hey, stuff happens. But anyways, tell them good night, Mr. Z.
Yep.
We'll see you on the next one.
See ya, guys. Yep.
This is the value of wrestling, the revolutionary force in wrestling podcasting.